And now, let's join ace broadcaster Mamode Akugha as he takes us inside the Niger Delta.
Hello and welcome. This is Inside the Niger Delta. My name is Mamode Akugha. Well, today on the program, first going to bring you an update from our last program where we broke the story that the NDDC operated 2017 without an approved budget. Well, we've sent a letter to the NDDC so that we can get some kind of explanation on why they operated a whole year without an approved budget. Well, they promised to talk to us later this week, so hopefully we'll be bringing that in our subsequent editions of the program. But coming to our program for today, we're going to go to Ogoni land, which is in River State. Every year in January they celebrate the Ogoni Day, and this year was no different. As part of activities for the Ogoni Day celebration, some youths stormed the NNPC towers in Abuja, where they presented some papers to the NNPC complaining and saying that they would not accept any recommencement of oil exploration activities in Ogoni land.
Shad have not apologized to Ogoni people for playing a role in the killing of Ken Saruwewa. They cannot come to Ogoni. What we are saying, Honorable Mike here that have been used as a vehicle to Shell cannot come to Ogoni. What we are saying, the United Report money, nobody knows where that money is till today.
We are going back. The papers we presented to the management, and the management of the Dr. Makantibaru is a listening one. As the leader said, all the demands will be critically looked into, analyzed, and will get back to the leaders as soon as possible.
So the Ogoni people, of course, insisting that they do not want any recommencement of oil exploration activities in Ogoni land because the devastation caused by earlier exploration activities, up till this minute, nothing has been done to clean up the environment in Ogoni land. And they're saying that until that is done, they do not want to have any further oil exploration activities in their land. Well, some attempts have been made before now to try to kickstart some kind of cleanup exercise as a result of the oil spills and the devastation they've caused in Ogoni land. Well, if we go back a little bit, during the Obasanjo administration, he did commission the United Nations Environmental Program UNEP report. That report was submitted on the 4th of August 2011. Well, between 2011 and 2015, a period of almost 4 years, nothing actually happened except for the establishment of HYPREP, which was supposed to oversee the cleanup of Ogoni land. But after that, nothing much happened. At that time, of course, there was a sitting president, Goodluck Jonathan, who incidentally is from the Niger Delta, but somehow, very conveniently, he sidestepped the UNEP report and absolutely did nothing to kickstart the Ogoni cleanup. Well, as you would expect, it became an election campaign issue, and President Buhari promised to kickstart it and indeed ensure that the cleanup, which will take all of 25 to 30 years, will commence properly in his administration. Well, he won the elections, Jonathan lost, and after that he said, well, the Ogoni cleanup will commence. And it took about a year, but in June 2016, the Vice President, Yemi Osinbajo, traveled from Abuja to Ogoni land, where he formally launched the Ogoni cleanup exercise.
They must ensure that all companies carry out their operations in line with universal oil field best practices. This administration is laying a foundation for change Therefore, the rule of law, good governance, as well as the security of our people are paramount.
That commissioning of the cleanup exercise was done in June 2016. Between that time and now, it's about 18 months, and nothing much has happened. In fact, the governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, says the Ogoni cleanup exercise is a political project aimed at just trying to score some cheap political points. Well, we decided to take a trip to Ogoni land to find out for ourselves what the situation is in Ogoni land today. But first, we had to go through the battle of trying to get fuel for our vehicle to take us from Port Harcourt to Ogoni, which is a journey of about 45 minutes.
Well, so after waiting in the queue for quite a while, we finally got petrol at the rather exorbitant price of 230 naira per litre in Port Harcourt. I mean, this is the Niger Delta. The oil is gotten from here, and looks like more than any part of Nigeria. Even the Niger Delta suffers more when you have issues of fuel scarcity and what have you. It's I know that fuel is selling at normal prices in most parts of Nigeria now, but right here in Port Harcourt, it's still selling at 230 naira, which we just bought. Anyway, finally, we are now on our way to Ogoni land. Standing now in Osisioke community in Eleme, in River State, part of Niger Delta. And this is one community where the NEP report, after they conducted tests and everything, tried to check the safety of water in this community, described as one of the most poisoned communities in terms of potable water. In fact, after the tests that was conducted, it was found that water around this place is completely polluted with cancer-causing agents, carcinogens. And the water is all filled up with zinc. And so people who have been drinking this, if you take a look at, without understanding the science of it, just looking at this water, you will see that it's obviously not fit for human consumption. So it's one of the many challenges people face inside the Niger Delta.
Inside the Niger Delta.
All right, I'm in Ogale community. This is in Eleme, River State, and we're going now to check one of the sources for water in this community. This is one of the houses where we're going to check for water. Gentlemen, all right, I think we can go in and see how good the water is. We're trying to open it now. You can see the color of the water. It's definitely smelling like kerosene or water with some petrol. Definitely, that's. It's definitely smelling like a petroleum product. So, but do people still use it?
Well, because there's no option. There's no way we can do. We drink it.
But don't people who drink it, don't you perceive it? Because
I just did that now,
and it's just. This is kerosene or
purely kerosene. It's a combination of petroleum product, both with diesel, kerosene, and fuel.
So, but how can somebody drink this?
Well, because there's no option. We have tried all we can to see that Nigerian government should provide us a good portable drinking water, and they could not be able to afford us water.
So it's an extremely difficult situation these people find themselves in. People of Osisioke or Ogale community in Eleme, Ogoni land in River State, finding it so difficult just to get safe drinking water. Well, we spoke to the paramount ruler of Ogale community, His Royal Highness King Godwin Bebe Obabi.
I believe that the next step now will be to provide water. And we from the Ogoni extraction on the governing council and the board of trustee, we are very, very particular. We want to make a record statement to make sure that a comprehensive water is provided for the 4 local government of Ogoni, everywhere in Ogoni. And you will see the water that our people are drinking. Now, for me, I can afford to buy water. But what of the poor man and the woman out there, and you tell him, please don't drink this water, it's bad. Well, he or she may not drink it, but what about washing her clothes or bathing, you know? So they cannot, even if we protect it and cover it, they will force it open and use it. That's only what they have. And then you see strange diseases, skin diseases, reproductive deficiencies, life expectancy very low, impotency. So many strange things are happening to our people. When you're talking about excess crude oil, isn't it? That's why you have that money from the oil that comes from one part of this country. So if they are taking 1 billion to deal with the situation in that part of the country, I think they should take nothing less than 5 billion. And it's justifiable. Have you gone to some other part of the Niger Delta? Look at the level of destruction by the activities of oil exploration. And I don't know, honestly, I don't know what our people, fine men and ladies and gentlemen in the National Assembly. If the executive cannot do this, I think our people there, the Nigerians, should know that the so-called excess of money is from one part of the country. And the people are dying. Their environment is gone.
From Ogali community, we proceeded to Gyo. Gyo is in Gokana local government area of Ogoni land.
So I'm standing in, let's see now, that's the ancient Goi community. It's in Gokana local government area. And this community, if you can see something down there, it says Tuabong Gokana. According to the people here, that means the first community in Gokana. And it's right down in there. We are going to be going over there. This community is significant because in Ogoni land today, and probably in the Niger Delta as a whole, this is probably the only community where everybody had to evacuate because the entire community was seriously contaminated, and it was most unhealthy for anybody to continue to live in the communities. Your people who used to live here in Goi, where are they now?
Some of them lives in Bodo, some lives in Mogo, some lives Bo, some lives at Dere, several places. If while you were coming, you saw one new constructed house there. After we vacated here in 2008, finally, everybody left here, finally 2008. We were expecting that at least Hyper can, plead to the government and somehow they will give us some relief materials so that people can get some small things that will sustain them back here, or thinking of how to restore our environment for us so that we can pack in. Nobody think of doing so. So that man said he cannot be staying on exile like that. That he has been paying rent every year. He can no longer pay rent. He decided to come and put up his structure. Look at the house there.
What about the health hazard? Because I'm seeing here.
Yes.
Public notice, prohibition, contaminated area, please keep off.
Yes.
Which means that this whole environment where we are now is contaminated.
Correct.
And it's not safe for any human being. So, but you say he's putting up his house over there now. Is he not thinking about his health is he not going to be affected by the contamination and die or come down with some heavy sickness?
That is the most reason why when we complain, we say we are almost dying. We are gone. We are completely dead. Let me tell you, we ferment our cassava in this creek, in this lake.
Yes.
And we eat fishes from that lake. Our source of drinking water, we drink water from that source. Still drink. We have a spring water there at see them go shrine. And we still drink. We still inhale the polluted airs. The air that is going, we inhale it. And we still live in this same contaminated environment. Because we have no help. Who is there to assist us to restore the environment? The UNEP report that they said at least they should send in some emergency relief measures. Have they sent? Nothing.
Are you not getting any kind of information from government? Is that there is somebody from this area who represents this area in the Rivers State House of Assembly, Federal House of Reps, in the Nigerian Senate. Are you not hearing anything from government? To those people who represent you in Abuja and who represent you in Port Harcourt, are they not coming back to tell you this is what the government is doing? The government will do this or the government. No information, sir.
Apart from those people, those civil society organizations, nobody. Let me tell you, the reason why we are not going to hear is that, the government there's a tripartite system that the multinational corporations are adopting, divide and rule system. Our representative that we send there even have a share. If you don't have a dividend of the process, you must strike. But if you have a dividend from what the multinational corporations are bringing, you don't have to say.
So you are saying that your own people are collecting money from the oil company?
I am saying that our brothers are having share in what the multinational corporations are doing. Quote me, High Chief Eric Doe from Goy community said it. If you tell me Ogoni people has prominent personalities that can wage war, if Ogoni people can stop Shell from operating in Ogoni land, taking oil, why can't Ogoni people stop the government from further doing any transaction? Even the transport system, Ogoni people can stop it. But do you know why they don't succeed again? Because there are traitors in the system. You look at people as very sincere, but the other way around, they are doing a different thing altogether. Yes. There's no longer that sincerity. When Mossad was a block, who are you to wage? You cannot wage them when they come. But because there are insincere figures in the system, thereby corrupting the corruptibles. If you tell me, look at my investments. And I am, since 2004 till today, my investments are no longer functional.
Let us take a look at what used to be your investment.
Okay.
What was this building?
This building was used as commercial college. He was using the whole of this building as a commercial. You can see the sign of the blackboard.
Okay, the blackboard, yes. What was this place?
Bakery.
Okay, bakery.
Yeah, you sight it from here. See? My father died as a result of respiratory problem. My mother died as a result of respiratory problem. And yet, people are having miscarriages. People are having rashes. If you see people's body in the community, in village Bokana, Ogoni land, you will not like to stay here, even to lodge in any of their hotels. Because you don't know the bed you are going to lie on, whether another person that has contamination laid or lied on it before. Because of sicknesses. Let me tell you, if the sun was so high and you stood here for so long, you would have been inhaling and you will tell your driver, I beg, take me out of this place. No, this is not exaggeration. I'm telling you what is obtainable here. Even the fish we eat, you tear the intestines of the fish, you see crude oil. Shell wrote us a letter recently that the pollution that happened in 2008-2009 did not reach Goy. That Goy did not suffer any impact of the pollution. How can you ascertain that Goy did not suffer the impact? When we have the same tidal flow, we have water boundary. and the community next after us were paid compensation. What is the parameter that is using
for the removal of
go away from the process?
But from your own assessment of the situation, why did you think that Shell and could try to remove you from compensation?
The reason why Shell is doing all these things is that Goy person, myself, I instituted a case against Shell at the International Court and secured a transnational precedent in law against Shell.
Okay, so that's a valid reason.
It's a valid reason.
It's a valid reason.
But it doesn't mean
why they should find a way to avoid you so that you don't benefit from the compensation.
That is the way I look at it.
But I'm sure you hope that when you get your judgment sometime, you will get serious bounty.
Yes, I have hope like that. I have hope. And it is only when I get a fair judgment and Goy people are compensated and this environment restored, then we will invest whatever thing that is paid to us into the environment.
Though the River State government says they've supported the cleanup exercise as much as they can, they are however unhappy with the slow pace of the project. Rosalind Konya is Honorable Commissioner for Environment in River State.
I know that the governor of River State, Nyesom Ezenwo-Wike, CON, has been saying from the beginning that he is not aware that the federal government has good intentions. That it looks like they are talking about this cleanup and this flag off just because maybe there's something they think they can benefit at that time, and when they've achieved that, they cease. That's exactly what's going on.
As we rounded up our tour of Ogoni land, we spoke to Celestine Akbobari, who is National Coordinator of the Ogoni Solidarity Forum.
I think any reasonable Nigerian that has paid a visit to Ogoni will not think about oil exploration now. And even if we are thinking about oil exploration, it should not be Shell or anything that has to do with Shell that actually destroyed Ogoni land, killed over 2,000 persons here. You have seen our water body. You were in Ogoni today. You have seen the water body. You have seen the devastation. You have seen the complete destruction of people's livelihoods. And I don't think that, I haven't seen all this, that you will support any idea of resuming oil production in Ogoni now without, we are even begging people to come and clean up. We are still talking about the clean, like a plane trying to take off. The plane is yet to even take off. We are talking about the cleanup. And so it is absolute, I'm sorry to use that word, madness for any person, Robo Michael, MPDC Shell, to think about causing another round of problem in Ogoni, because that is exactly what they are trying to do. They are capitalizing on the hunger in the land, because that's the weapon they are using now. They make you hungry. They destroy your livelihood, destroy your means of livelihood, destroy your environment. We are predominantly fishermen and farmers. So when you destroy our environment, you have destroyed us completely, especially in a system where the public school system has failed. In a system where, as you are building your house, you are sinking your borehole, you buy your generator. There's nothing free here. You take care of your health. So when they know that you no longer have a means of living, they dangle that carrot and think of coming. I think that those that are behind these thoughts are not human beings.
After my visit to Ogoni land, one thing is clear: not much has happened with the Ogoni cleanup exercise. While everyone is waiting for the cleanup exercise to commence in earnest, one thing that the government can do immediately is to provide potable water for the Ogoni people. This government has demonstrated a very slow pace with everything that concerns development in Nigeria. I mean, it took all of 6 months for President Buhari to appoint a cabinet of ministers. It took President Buhari another 2.5 years to appoint chairmen and members of boards, only to find out that some of those members were dead. It is better at this point that the Ogoni cleanup exercise is commenced, no matter how, even if it's broken into different sectors for them to begin to do something now. Otherwise, if they use the same slow pace, they will find out later, by the time they want to commence in earnest, that several people may have died in Ogoni land.
Billions of people gather from all over the globe to witness the unprecedented supernatural glory of God. It's 5 Nights of Glory 2018, ministering David Ebiomi.
Go in Jesus' name.
It's nights of healing, nights of wonders, breakthroughs, and salvation. Date Monday 22nd to 26th Friday 2018. Time 4:30 p.m. daily. At Salvation Ministries, Plot 17 Birabi Street, GRA Phase 1, Port Harcourt, River State, Nigeria, and all her satellite churches worldwide. It's 5 Nights of Glory 2018. A miracle awaits you as you come.
Tell him thank you.
Jesus
Thank you,
Lord
Father.
forever.
Inside the Niger Delta.
I had issued statements before calling on the President of the Federal Republic to call his party leaders in this state to order, especially his Minister of State, Senator Lokbobri. I have evidence that by 2nd or 3rd of January this month, this Karowe and his killers were in Ekeremo celebrating with Lokbobri. The Karowe that has now killed soldiers and killed military people and subjected communities, innocent communities, to this problem. And Timi Perez Silva, the president should call these two-party so-called leaders. Now let me make it clear. Whether Lokbobri and Silva like it or not, I and the people of this state will never allow Bayelsa to be turned into a bloodbath like other states.
Well, that's our package for this week. From inside the Niger Delta, my name is Mamode Akugha. Thank you all so much for watching, and bye for now.